So I want to welcome you to the Pain to Purpose podcast series. My name is Kitty Waters and I am your host. And as you well know, I am doing a series of podcasts teaching you and showing you why you should follow your highest excitement and join our upcoming challenge. The next challenge I'm running is the 9th of September. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe. And today I'm lucky enough to have with me two of my victims in the nicest way. I'm going to do. I was well, you were the second lot of guinea pigs, weren't you, really? The course second. So I just want to introduce you to these two beautiful people. These guys did the second Do Your Dharma course I ever ran, and I've now run, I can't even remember, 4, I think. So I'm going to hand you over this. Basically, I've got Gavin with me, and I've got Trene all the way from America speaking to us. But Gav, do you just want to introduce yourself to the audience and tell them a bit about who you are, what you do in the world?
Yeah, hi, I'm Gavin. I'm currently working in the film industry, but I'm an artist, which is something that's become more prominent since doing the FYHE and Dharma. And I'm currently selling more and more paintings.
Yes, and well, this will go out to 5,000 listeners, Gav. So yeah, go and check out Gav's Instagram.
Buy my paintings.
Come and buy his paintings. Blatant plug right at the beginning of the podcast. And Trene, you just want to introduce yourself to the audience as well, darling.
Hello, good morning. I'm a retired labor and delivery nurse, and I'm a Reiki practitioner, and my goal is that I'm going to be a soul coach and a holistic health coach by the end of the year. So all of those things have come about sort of as I've been walking through this Do Your Dharma, Follow Your Highest Excitement, and now Dharma Mastery with Kitty. And Gav and I started at the same time. So we've been able to witness each other's rebirth into this kind of life of belief.
Yeah, belief. That's a very good way of putting it, this life of belief that anything is possible, because that's essentially probably one of the key concepts that I teach in Dharma and in the Follow Your Highest Excitement Challenge. But Gav, would you mind explaining to the listeners kind of what life looked like for you prior to the Follow Your Highest Excitement Challenge and prior to Dharma? Just give us a sort of feel for what was going on for you.
Yeah, I think, it's probably around about this time last year where there was kind of like a major change. And, I felt like life had become quite stagnant. And I'd been in the same job for sort of 17, 18 years. It was, not really going anywhere. And I had this feeling for a while that there was more that I should be doing or could be doing. But it was just kind of like not really knowing what. And I think, one of the first things that started was you, Kitty, recommending me to do meditation, which meditation course. And then from that, things started to change. But then once I did the Dharma course, that's when things really changed. Because, I started, going after the things that did excite me, and just finding things that I was passionate about that I'd lost over the years. And looking back at a year ago, so much has changed in the last year, and it was, like Trene said, we've both witnessed what changes have taken place. I just spent a lot of my time prior to a year ago being sort of drinking a lot, not really doing much, watching television, just kind of like
distracting yourself.
Distracting myself. No, I was kind of like, still doing the art stuff, because that's come about again in the last sort of 2 or 3 years. But even I'd say from like a year ago, although I was doing that, there was still an element of distraction. And, you know, once I did the Dharma course, it focused me so much. And I'm a lot happier, so much happier, you know. It's on a day-to-day basis I've noticed change. So, and sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, can you explain to our listeners, because obviously it's funny, isn't it? So much has changed. Like it's a year ago that obviously we started this journey together. And it's funny because I said this on one of our coaching calls. It's so difficult because we get so used to the change, it becomes normal. You forget what life was like before. It's actually quite difficult to get connected to it because it now feels so far away. Describe to the audience, because I remember, talk to me about the art and how, like, when did that become possible that would be a career for you?
I think properly late last year. You know, I kind of, you know, before I did the Dharma course, I was selling bits and pieces, but I wasn't fully behind it, and I was undervaluing myself, and I didn't have the confidence. You know, it was that mentality which, you know, and I've been brought up with this, and it's also, you know, your peers and society that does it as well, where you're told, you know, you should have a stable job. You know, if you wanted to do something you're interested in, well, you're never going to make a career out of that, and you shouldn't be doing it. And you know, to a certain extent, that's put me off over the years. And you know, I still get those doubts surfacing, but I deal with them in a way where I'm now realizing, you know, with the things that have happened in the last 6 or 7 months, I can make a career out of this, and it's, you know, it is possible to do it. Yeah, and it's like you say, I think so much has happened in the last year. You know, so pre-August last year, it seems like another me. It was a lifetime ago. To what's changed in the last year, you know. Do you feel
more you now?
Yeah, I do, absolutely. I feel like I was just, as you say, it was distractions. It was also kind of numbing myself, because I used to drink a lot, and I can see now, looking back on it, it was literally just numbing yourself for what's going on around you, not really dealing with stuff. And that's also an element of unhappiness, because you're not doing what you should be doing as well. It's kind of kept
it's difficult,
in that
isn't it? Because you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So it's kind of like that limbo period. You kind of drink to forget, because you just don't really know what you should be doing.
No, absolutely. And it's kind of like, you know, I think if I was to go back a year and see myself, it would be, you know, to tell that person what's going to happen, probably to say, no. It is like a lifetime away.
Yeah. And Trene, talk to me about your journey, because you and I actually met on a different course, didn't we? Actually met on another course, and I remember you coming and doing the challenge with me.
We met on another course. So about a year and maybe 15 months ago or so, I got injured at work, and you know, sometimes the universe just stops you in your tracks, I think. So it stopped me, and but I was on this sort of quest. I was searching for something. So I did that other course, which was good, but it wasn't exactly what I was seeking. And then I found you on there. And I've always believed that this was possible, but I didn't know why or what I actually believed. Did things that made me feel good, but didn't have any knowledge about the facts of why. And then I came to you, and it just got clearer with this Do Your Dharma course. And I think the thing that you give is, because there's so much clear example and clear direction and some real foundation to what you teach us, and then it gives us confidence. And so when things start to crop up, you're able to deal with them from a place of I've got this. Kitty says that this, you know, here's one of those situations, and this is the way that I can you know, I can choose to do this two ways. I can choose to do this the old way, or I can do it the Dharma way. And so I wanted to do a course because I was hurt at work and not able to work the way I did anymore. And some other things that I was kind of disheartened with my life, my job, the way it was. And so I wanted to take this course and had absolutely no way to pay for it because it was a fair bit of money, like $10,000 or something, I think, if I paid for it myself. And I was kind of complaining to myself about how, you know, why didn't I get to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized that that wasn't very positive. So I kind of gave up complaining. And the next day, I found out that they were offering this course through my job, that they had they had a few people that they would pay for this course for. All you had to do was apply, write a letter, have some people write for you, and you would be considered for the scholarship. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do it. And I got it.
Amazing.
And it was when I stopped complaining and just, honestly, the day I stopped complaining, the next day I heard about this. And I thought, holy crap, like that's really powerful.
Yeah, because
stop whining, and just walk into your life.
Well, one of the things, one of the things we talk about, isn't it? We say in the Dharma is all about you setting your intention, and then giving. So you set your intention to do that course, and that was where you wanted to head, and that was your course. That's like which way you wanted to go, and then you gave it attention, so you took action towards it, and then there was no tension, so you stopped complaining and just let go.
Right.
And of course, there it showed.
Yeah. And then the universe just came knocking on my door and said, oh, by the way, here's a chance that you can have it in a way that you can actually have it. Because there literally was no way that I could have done it on my own.
And talk to me about, because you've made some massive changes. Like you've gone from being full-time employed to obviously being, you know, exiting a career that you've been in for a very long time, to sort of transitioning into a new career. Like, talk to me about the community and the sense of camaraderie, I suppose, that we've built up, because I know that you found that quite valuable in your journey as such.
Oh, yeah, yes, it is. It's invaluable. It's so interesting to me how all of you who I've never met in person, I mean, I've seen your beautiful faces on our weekly calls, but I've never met you in person, have been, I mean, you're so important to me. And we really are, like we say, Dharma family, but it's not even just a joke. I mean, it's the real thing. There's that kind of support and respect and love between us, right? And so I say that I'm retired, but in truth, I lost my job because I was so injured and so hurt I couldn't return to work. And I also made a decision not to be kind of whiny about that either. I mean, sometimes I think you just have to accept the facts from where you are. But sitting with all of you and knowing that I could create a magnificent future because of what I've learned in Dharma, and having the support of every one of the people in that Dharma Mastery class, I think, I mean, like, I have a wonderful family and a great extended family, and I have really great friends, and they're all fabulous. But there's something about getting together with like-minded people and having them understand that you are able to manifest. Like I say, I'm able to manifest my life to some of my friends, and they're like, that's nice, Trene, like rolling their eyes at me. You don't get any eye rolls in Dharma Mastery, right? Or
We're rooting for you. We're getting you to go bigger.
Right. Like, I see Gavin as a world-renowned artist. That's the vision I have in my head for him, and I will hold it there as long as, well, until he's a world-renowned artist
Well,
and
you
beyond.
and me both. I'm his going to be an agent. So
Right?
yeah.
Right. Because we believe in that, because that's where we are for him. So that's the beauty of this journey. And like when I said I was going to then have to sell our house and move back to Canada, and I'm going to build a little house on my sister's property, there was never a question in the Dharma group. It was always like, oh, that's going to be so awesome. I can see you in your garden. And
we're all going to come today.
And now it's going to happen.
Yeah, and we're all coming to visit.
Come and stay with me.
And tell the listeners a little bit about you, because your vision is to build your own house on the property in Canada, which is already done in my head. I can see that. And just tell the guys how you manifested your in-between house.
Oh, so, well, once we sell this and until the house is built, we have to have a place to stay, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And my partner is quite ill. And so I wanted something that had a view of the ocean, and I kind of pictured it in my head. Exactly what I wanted to be able to look at from our in-between house. And I looked online, and I looked in Craigslist, and I looked in all these places and wasn't finding it. Then my sweet little realtor called and said, hey, there's this house I know about. Do you want to go have a look at it? And we drove up, and I swear the view is exactly what I pictured in my head. And I thought, oh my God, this stuff really works. This stuff really works.
Fabulous. And then you're moving there shortly, aren't you?
Well, we'll see. It's November 1st for sure. And we'll see when this house sells. Our next manifestation is that they're going to let us stay here for a couple of months until we can move seamlessly into that place. So that's the vision I'm holding right now.
Beautiful. And Gav, talk to me about your experience of our Dharma family.
Yeah, I obviously a lot of what Trene said is, we're actually being a family, and the fact, obviously I know you, Kitty, and I haven't met any of the others, but it feels like, we've known each other for years. But it's really important because, one of the things that I've noticed recently is where if we get moments of, and I think others, if not all, have said this, if I get moments of like low vibration or I have like bad weeks, you can just drop onto the Dharma group and just say whatever you want, and no one's gonna judge. No one's gonna, say anything, that's not supportive. You've got a great supportive community there, and it's always really positive. And I think, when we do those monthly calls, you can feel that there's a collective energy there that, everyone's got your back. Everyone's rooting for you. Like Trene says, I still have those moments with, when I say to people, and even, to some extent, some family, that, I'm going to have an exhibition, I'm going to do this. And then, people will go, yeah, of course you will. Just sort of, patting you on the head. Of course you will. Of course you will.
Yeah. Delusional.
Everyone in the group, as Trene said, it's like, that they're rooting for you. They're holding the vision for you. They know it's going to happen, and it's kind of, it pushes you on.
Yeah, and I think if you're listening to this, the thing to think about is your community and who holds you accountable and who you surround yourself with, because most of the time we do have families and friends that we don't talk about creating your dream life. You just talk about what, getting to the end of the workday or what you're doing at the weekend. The community that we have created is very much about how can we realize our dreams. And that is the conversation, that is the basis and the structure of the conversation. And that is not something that is available, as far as I have found, elsewhere. So it makes it possible. And one of the things that I go through in the Dharma course is the fact that the the machine of existence is always working. So you can either use it positively or you can use it negatively. And so we choose to use the machine of existence to help us create our dream lives. And obviously, those of you that are listening to this, the Follow Your Highest Excitement Challenge there is basis in why you should follow your highest excitement, which I will go through with you on the challenge. But to give you a kind of snapshot now, when you follow your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no expectation on the outcome, you are walking the optimal path in life, because that excitement is a compass that you need to follow that is showing you which direction to head. Now, while I've got these two here, I would love if either of you to give an example of where you've kind of utilized this principle and how it's worked out for you. Because I think for guys listening to this at the moment, like you say, what? You follow your highest excitement? That's a load of rubbish. So what I'm actually saying is, moment to moment, we should do the thing that really excites us. And we don't have to know how that's going to turn out, but we just have to trust that that is our optimal path in life. And quite often we won't necessarily get the response that we were expecting, or we shouldn't actually expect anything. We should just, as a practice, go through life following the things that excite us, because that will lead us to the optimal path. Like Helen, who isn't on this call, but she's part of our Dharma Mastery as well, she started to practice this, and I remember she said she just wanted to go to rock choir, had no idea why she wanted to go to rock choir. And of course, you can't make money she was thinking, why should I do rock choir? I can't make money at rock choir. But she went because it was exciting to her. And of course, who did she sit next to at rock choir? A girl who knew of a yoga studio in the town she lived in. And at the time, she was looking to rent a yoga studio. So it's things like that tend to happen. It basically creates synchronicity and flow in your life. So Gav, is there any examples you can give our listeners when you've applied this?
Yeah, I think with me, there's two examples. There was one where I started to kind of follow breadcrumbs and follow like things that excited me. There was an example with, I used to go to a hairdresser's that I wasn't very happy with. Then I kind of also, as part of the highest excitement and doing the Dharma course, was to just spend a bit more money and value myself a bit more. So there was another hairdresser's which was closer to work. It was a lot more expensive, but one day I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go in there and get my hair cut. Went in there, guy sat me down. We're chatting straight away, got on really well, and pretty much straight away, he said, "What do you do?" I explained, I was working in business, but I'm also an artist. And he was like, "I'm an artist." So he gets his Instagram out and starts showing me all his paintings. And we literally were like, could not stop chatting. And his girlfriend works for Damien Hirst, and there was all these connections popping up. And I go there regularly now. And we're just like, it's like talking to someone that I've known for years. I get 45 minutes slot, but we could talk for a couple of hours quite easily.
Beautiful. And you never would have expected that, would you?
No, not at all. It was just that kind of, it was one thing led to another. It was literally, I'm going to spend a bit more money on myself. I'm going to value myself a bit more. And then it led to that. And it was kind of like, it was when I sat down and I was just like this, chatting to him, it's just like, this feels like it's right. There's something happening here. So.
Excellent. And that was by, you tuning in, like you said, valuing yourself and then going where it was exciting to you, right? Let's go there. Let's do it. Rather than the self-talk, the self-doubt, the fear kicking in, it's too expensive. Even though I want to go there, I'm not going there. You made the decision. No. And the other thing that we learn about in Dharma is how we are looked after, right? We are looked after when we go after our Dharma, when we do our Dharma, and I think one of the things that I've really seen where people do this path is you are looked after. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily show up in the way that you expect it to, but if you really honestly are and true to yourself, you are being looked after in a way that you could never have imagined. So this whole spiritual path, I suppose, is kind of what I'm showing people and teaching people how to stay in alignment with, is your highest evolution, and therefore you are supported when you go along that path. So Trene, any examples popping up for you with the FYHE?
Well, honestly, I think I followed my highest excitement by coming and taking your course, by doing the Follow Your Highest Excitement and then doing the Do Your Dharma. Because I would not probably be where I am right now if I hadn't. And I had taken that other course, and I actually had people say to me, yeah, you already took a course kind of about that. And it's like, why are you doing that again? And I just said, I don't know. I'm drawn to this woman. I believe that she has something important for me to learn, and I'm going there. And it's just invaluable, the things that you've taught me. And I think it was because I followed that thing inside of me that says this is right for you. And it made me feel excited and joyful.
Yeah.
Like, so I did it. It's interesting, really, that this is part of my highest excitement, is just to do this course with you. So, yeah.
Well, and if you're listening to this, I think what Trene made a really valid point there, because we often want to do things and then we talk ourselves out of them. So it's learning to separate the intuition and the excitement from the fear and the comfort zone. Because, you know, I've got an example at the moment with myself. I'm investing in my business, and, you know, it's bringing up my fear because it's stretching my comfort zone. But I know the excitement is the overriding energy, and I know it's going to pay off. So I'm recognizing when that fear about investing in myself comes up, seeing it for what it is, but I know on the other side of that resistance is a bigger piece of me, and that excitement is the compass that I need to follow. So you guys listening to this, you know, come and do the challenge and see how you feel, because everything is in the feeling. You know, we get educated out of our magic. You know, we kind of get taught to be safe, you know, not take risks, kind of like, you know, Gavin's amazing, you know, somebody who's breaking out of that. He's going into become a full-time, very successful artist, you know, and he's had to battle against, you know, be safe, stay in that corporate career, blah, 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 you know, and it is having faith and it is trusting. But I think when you feel the magic, like I know with Gav, you've reported that when you paint, you lose time, you know, like how can that be wrong for you is what? Can you describe how you feel when you paint?
It's almost like meditation. I mean, it's kind of like, I know, as you said, I'll lose hours doing it, but there's an amazing calm that comes with it, and it just feels like I'm channeling what I should be doing. It just feels like totally natural to me, you know. And it's you know, the contrast to that is now whereas the job I'm in, I used to feel that was for me, because I'm now doing the art as much as I can. It's just so highlights that the art is what I should be doing, because it just lights me up. I think that's something as well that's kind of come from, you know, doing that Follow Your Highest Excitement challenge as well. I think people will find that it ignites stuff in them that they forgot about, or they'll find something new about themselves. You know, like it's like as we get older, we kind of lose that. You know, I think it's being more what we were like when we were younger. Because I remember, you know, when I was younger, you could do so many more, you know, different things. Not that it's specifically age related, but I know for me that there was things I used to do when I was a lot younger that have been reignited by doing all of this. It's opened new doors, and it feels right.
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna wrap up in a minute, but you know, for anybody listening, come and do the Follow Your Highest Excitement challenge with us. You will make some amazing new beautiful friends. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to reconnect to life, actually, you know. And I think one of the things that hopefully happens that I will show you is I demystify, you know, life's not meant to be difficult. It's meant to be joyful and playful and fun, and we are supposed to enjoy ourselves. It may not feel like it when we're going through the motions and we're paying bills and we're just struggling to get through. through the day. But once you tap into whatever it is that you truly are passionate about, Gav's very lucky he's discovered and uncovering his art, and it feels right to him. And for me, doing this feels right for me. I get so much pleasure from it. But come and experience the challenge. We would love to get to know you. Thank you so much for listening. It's a beautiful family. Like, the community is great, and it really is wonderful. You set the vision, you set the course for your life, and you then learn skills to effectively keep you in flow and keep you on track. But we will see you next week with another amazing guest. And please do come and sign up to the Follow Your Highest Excitement Challenge. We'll have all the details in the show notes. Say goodbye, guys. Bye.
Goodbye.
This podcast was sponsored by my Do Your Dharma course. Create a life so good that you pinch yourself. This 8-week online course demystifies Dharma and shows you how to tune in to why you're really here. Go to www.kittytalks.com/do your Dharma.